What's up, guys? So the new trailer for NASCAR Heat 5 came out today. I'm sure most of you have seen it by now. If not, just YouTube it, NASCAR Heat 5 trailer today. I'm just going to give you a quick run through on it and my thoughts. So without further ado, let's see this. And now I did already see the video, so I'm just going to try to go through it and pick apart some of the things that I noticed. The first thing is on the left side of the screen you have what looks like the schedule. Now that's I would guess it's just something for the game trailer, but it shows like the setup of the schedule. There are Pocono you see back to back, which is the schedule for this year, and also what stands out the most and a lot of people have pointed it out, is Charlotte three times in a row. So that has to mean that there's the All Star race. That should make a lot of people happy who have been asking why we don't have these exhibition races. And I guess one of them is for the that heat race to get into the All Star race. So I personally don't. I've never really cared about the exhibition races, but if you have a NASCAR game, it is part of the circuit and the schedule. It should be in there, and it doesn't make sense that it hasn't been in there. So it looks like that's going to be in there. But strangely enough, I noticed that Daytona is still just a single. The Daytona 500. There's no. It doesn't look like there's a duels or so I don't know why they didn't do that. Again, I don't really care about that stuff. I think these are the type of things that people ask for, and then once you get it in the game, you don't really care. I'm not speaking for everyone, but I'm sure there's some people like that. So moving on from that, the next thing I noticed that throughout the video, this happened several times. Certain cars would cross the start finish line during the trailer, and they would have this shiny bright light that goes over the car, and there would be a quick freeze frame. This could be just artistic, which I think it is, or they are pointing something out about these cars and they want you to focus and pay attention. They're like kind of saying, look at this. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it just feels that way. Why would you put that like that in the trailer? Every time one of these cars crosses that start finish line, everything freezes and then you get this glow over the car. So it's like, what are you pointing out? Because I did watch the video several times. I freeze framed it. I'm like, what's different about this car? I don't see anything different. So maybe there's something there that I'm not picking up. Maybe you guys could let me know. Or it's probably like what I think it is, just some artistic thing they're adding to it. I doesn't do anything for me, which let me see. Let me just keep going. Then you see a spin out of a what looks like a custom car at the brickyard. Now, the camera is kind of far away from this shot, but you can clearly see the car is number 73. It does look like a new number font, and the paint scheme does look like a new template. I like that they kind of threw that there. Then you also see this yellow bumper stripe for, I guess, if you're a rookie, you're going to get the yellow, which people have been asking why this hasn't been in there. Very small details. They're not anything game changing, but it matters. These details matter, so it looks all right. I would like to see more, but it's kind of like I think it's a teaser to the customization. I'm not expecting much there, but it's. Again, they did a freeze frame with Harvick going over the start finish line at the brickyard, and you get that. I don't know what that is. The game some people are pointing out that the lighting looks different. There are some shots where it does look a little brighter, especially the daytime in the sun. Um, until we get like a side by side comparison with NASCAR Heat 4, I'm not expecting a big difference. And the reason I'm reluctant to believe that they actually played with the lighting is because they didn't mention it. And they mention everything, even things that are like not a big deal. They mention it, they throw it in there. So if they did anything different to the graphics, whether it's just lighting or something else, I'm sure they would have mentioned it. Like, oh, we touched up the graphics. They didn't mention that. So I think maybe the way they edited the video. I'll talk more about that towards the end, but I just think it's I don't I need to see more on that front. I'm not expecting anything. You know, they keep showing that every time a car crosses the finish line, they freeze it real quick and they put that yellowish orange glow around the car. Yeah, it just feels like they're saying, check this out. And I'm looking at the cars, they look the same. I don't see any difference. So maybe I'm missing something. Another thing I did notice, there's a couple of shots where the actually the hood flaps go up as the car is like kind of spinning out. And this is gonna be weird. I know I can't be the only person. I don't rem- I don't remember if that happens in NASCAR Heat 4. I don't remember the roof flaps. You guys can help me out with that, but I don't remember that happening. So maybe they also added some extra detail with that. That would be cool because actually I don't remember seeing the roof flaps go up. There's a quick shot here in the cockpit view of the roof flaps going up, and I don't remember seeing that. So that's weird because I don't have the best memory either. So yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. Now what I'm looking forward to most, really, from all the things they listed, is the AI improvements. I've always said from the first time I started doing videos how important getting the AI to race realistically, not just against the player, but against each other, run different lines. Um, I will say that, and I've said this many times before, um, Monster Games did a great job with the AI. From NASCAR Heat 3 and NASCAR Heat 4, the AI got progressively better. And in my opinion, and I don't even think it's close, I do think NASCAR Heat 4 is the best AI we've ever had in any NASCAR game. Now, I'm not including the PC NASCAR Racing 2003. That's a full blown simulator. But in terms of console NASCAR games, NASCAR Heat 4 is the best AI. It needs a lot of work. It's not far from perfect, but it is pretty solid and will give you a consistently decent race experience. So the fact that they talked about it, went in there, they said they made changes to it, they improved it, they talked about you know having to run different lines, things like that. Um, I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what they did there. Anything they can do, if they improved it from NASCAR Heat 4, to me that is the thing that I would put as at the top as far as accomplishments if they did it. We won't know till we play the game. But if they were able to polish that and make it just a little bit better, that just means the actual racing is going to be that much better. And the gameplay, uh, you know, and you could bring up all the flaws in these games. The gameplay of NASCAR Heat 4 is pretty solid. Most of the weaknesses of the game are around the other areas of the game, but the actual on track racing against AI is pretty solid. Lots of room for improvement, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see what they actually did. And as far as this game trailer, I gotta be a little critical. Uh, I just hate these game trailers. They all have this feel of overhype. You know, you got the music blaring in the background, and the way these game trailers are edited. And if you guys have been watching my videos, you know every year I bring up the same stuff because it's still there. And it's not just NASCAR games. So I'm not really just pointing a finger here. This is just video games in general. I hate when publishers and developers market a game in a cinematic way. Right now, it works for some games if the game is based on a story, and these are sports titles, right? So like let's just say for example, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, those type of games, yes, I could see why certain trailers are very cinematic. They want to show certain things off. But it's also important to show actual gameplay. When you call this a gameplay trailer, this is not a gameplay trailer. And I'm just sick and tired of this because I think people are most interested in the smaller details. They want to know what is different about this game and how is this thing going to look and feel when I'm actually playing it. Cinematic, chopped up trailers don't tell you much. And I don't get hyped over this. And I hate the editing. It's just all choppy, shaky cam. No, there's no footage that stays longer than 2 or 3 seconds, and it's just boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, cut. And the best example I could use is like the Jason Bourne movies. I hate the action in those films because you can't tell what's happening. Everything is shaky cam, hyper chopped up editing. Everything is happening so fast and the camera's all over the place, you never get a shot of what's really happening. And it almost is a shortcut to actually choreographing really solid uh, action sequences. So they use these camera tricks, they just edit the shit out of something, and you don't know what's going on, and it hides all the flaws. So I just hate this kind of editing. And if you call this a gameplay video, I expect to see just gameplay. I'm not killing these guys. I'm just saying this is something I'm just tired of, and I don't get pumped for this. You know, I want to see the details. I want to see the things that actually matter that I'm going to experience in the game. If you want to get technical, I'm sure somebody's going to point out, well, it is kind of gameplay. It's just taken from the replay, which it does look like. Most of it is kind of from like replay cameras, but that's not. It just doesn't feel like gameplay. So that's my overall critique of the trailer. You know, we didn't learn much from it, except maybe that addition of that quick shot of the custom car, and watching the hood flaps. But I don't remember if the hood flaps are actually functional in NASCAR Heat 4. I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the game. I know what it is. I knew from day one. I told you guys. So I'm not going to be disappointed. I know what's there. I am giving these guys a pass because of all the things going on. They're changing, they're hiring people. For those of you who've been wanting 704, like for someone else, a new developer to take over, let's be honest. That is what's happening here. Some people from 704 are still going to be part of this, but they're hiring so many new people. The people up top in control, the president, Steve Hood, who I spoke to personally, these people came from Codemasters. So, yes, Codemasters isn't taking over, but you're getting people that worked developing the F1 games, I think Dirt, so these people came from Codemasters. I think that experience is going to help. So I want to give these guys a chance. I'm not judging them on this game. I'm just not. I'm not even. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I will talk about the game after it comes out, my thoughts on it. I'm not doing a full review, and I'm not even going to score the game. Um, I'm going to just look at in which ways is it different? Is it, better in some ways? If they screwed up some things, I'll talk about that. But my focus is really on NASCAR 6 or whatever they're going to call it. Brand new engine, brand new ground up build. That is where my focus is, and that's where they can be judged fairly. Excuse me. So yeah, those are my early thoughts. I'm sure they'll release some more information, maybe a couple of quick little videos. The game is right around the corner. It's just you know, I do look forward to playing it. I'm just not as hyped as I have been in the past, and I'm really thinking of the future. So hopefully once this game is out and stuff like that, we can get some information on what the blueprint is for these guys, for what their plans are, where they want to go with this, and of course, as a community, I'm sure all the YouTubers in the community who do cover this stuff are going to continue to push forward and try to communicate and push forward our ideas and stuff, and hopefully they continue the tradition that 704s had started of actually listening to the community. That I have to reiterate is a pretty big deal. A lot of developers don't do that. So it is a big deal, and these guys do seem like they want to continue that tradition. They, reaching out. Uh, my other big complaint I got, it has nothing to do with this video, but I think that for me, that Discord server is completely useless. I've tried to go on there. If you, those of you who do spend time on there, I think you'll notice you don't see me on there. It is cumbersome. It's hard to navigate. It's just, there's so many tabs and they're all the same. You click on one thing and they're talking about the same things they're talking about in another tab. And it's all 95%. It's all about pro league stuff. Everybody's posting stuff about their league and this and that and pro league this, pro league that, esports. There isn't a lot of information and there isn't a lot of communication about offline career mode stuff. So I got turned off by the Discord server. I don't like the way it's laid out. It's very confusing. It's just cluttered. I prefer a much better, just a simple forum. Why didn't they go with a forum? You know, that even back when in the days of Utechnics, we had a forum and it was easy to use. And if I find something easy to use, you can bet it's easy because a lot of the stuff is over my head. And so for me, it's useless. It's just been a huge disappointment for me. I want to know what you guys think of that Discord server. There's a lot of tabs that, then there's a Vibe Lounge. What the hell is that? And it's just a lot of meaningless clutter. And like I said, everybody's talking about pro league stuff. So I got completely, for me, it's a waste. It's no different than any other platform. So, I don't know if a forum would be nice, in a place where the developer could come in and constantly communicate with people. That's the one thing we had back in Utechnics days that was actually, I actually liked the forum, and I used to really have a lot of good conversations on there, and I found it was easy to use. And the only thing was Utechnics never really bothered to be part of it. They just kind of gave the forum to people and let them discuss amongst each other everything. So anyway, that's about it. Those are my thoughts on the trailer. I just don't get excited over these, heavily edited, overly dramatized, you know, stuff. So I look forward to your comments. I want to know what you guys think. Later.